Check one, two. Hello, Angie here. Welcome to my channel. If you are new, thank you for stopping by. I really appreciate you taking your time. And if you have been here before, thank you for coming back. In either case, as always, I ask that you subscribe, turn on your notification bell so you know when I'm posting a new video, like, comment your thoughts. Maybe you agree, maybe you don't. Be respectful and share in case you think someone can get something from my video. So, once again, I'm back to talk about one of the many things that's on my mind. And it has been such a gloomy week in my city. It's very cold here and it's raining. We had a little bit of snow a few days ago, and now it's raining. The sun isn't shining, but that doesn't mean we can't find some sunshine in our heart. And for me, how I do that is talking about the things that are on my mind. So, one of the things that's heavy on my mind right now is the idea of I find the need to want to go back to my past sometimes, not to stay there or to ruminate in a way that affects me in the present, but to go back and to discover some things that I can use for the now. And so on my healing journey, and I'm getting a lot of information, um, great perspectives on different things about healing, about letting go, about staying present, about moving forward. For me, I feel it's important to take a moment. I mean, it's like a nagging need. That's the only way I can describe it. But for me, it has become important to take a moment to go back and look at some stuff that has to do with who I am now as I'm making changes to become the woman that I am becoming. And so that task in itself, it is very emotionally taxing because what I'm finding when I go back is definitely some true lessons. I mean, when I tell you I am getting a lot of things to put in my mental wellness toolbox, I kid you not. But in order for me to get those things, it's like a video game, right? When you're playing a video game, you have to go through these obstacles, something's trying to hit you over here and you got to duck over there, and you got to go through a little something to get those gems or those rings or whatever it is you're trying to collect, the coins. Okay, some of y'all like that financial wealth that you want the coins, but you got to go through a little something to get that value that you went to go get. And so it comes with a sacrifice. Sometimes, my day can be pretty heavy and the weather doesn't help, but I have to do it because I'm seeing a certain benefit that I'm getting as long as I do it in a certain type of way. And what I mean by a certain type of way, and before I say this, I want to remind you, I don't have all the answers. I am simply someone that's on my journey, and then I share from what I've experienced, what I'm starting to learn now, and what's making sense, what's not making sense. And I do that and I share because I imagine that there are other people that may feel just like me or may be exactly where I am. And I want those people to know that they're not alone, because for me, that has been very helpful to know that I'm not alone, that things that I experience, they aren't just me, other people get what I'm saying too. And so I share, not because I have all the answers, not because I have any particular credentials or anything like that. I'm sharing because I feel like it can be helpful. And I also do a little projecting. Admittedly, a part of me feels like I may have, not I would have, because we'll never know, but I may have made a different choice before or made a different choice sooner than I did with a lot of the things that I went through in my life that were really traumatic or damaging or difficult or heavy. Okay. So sometimes the perspective I'm coming from is to be that somebody that's open about what they've been going through or what they've experienced to try to give you something in case there is some meat on the bones for you. So, what I'm discovering is that for me, going back can often be very heavy in the present, but I understand there's a sacrifice in doing that temporarily, and I do it with a community. I don't do it just all by myself. I think if I was to do that by myself, I would most certainly experience lots of periods of depression and anxiety, which can happen, but they don't come in a way that I feel concerned about myself. So I actually do have a support system that I have been building intentionally over time that helps me through the things that, I might end up feeling when I go back and look at my past to kind of make a determination on what I should do going forward with boundaries and just other things. Because now that I know things and now that I have new information, the all of that allows me to make better decisions, to make bigger decisions, okay? And I want to be confident when I do that, and I want to feel like I really know me without all the outside noise that used to be there. I want to do life now with a foundation of self, if that makes sense, okay? So I'll go back to the past and I'll, assess a situation. Sometimes it's a moment where I feel like I could have made a different decision that could have affected the outcome. Could have. Again, I never do this with the thinking that, yes, if I had did this. You can never guarantee that. Like it's already happened. And essentially, in my journey, I do want to master accepting that things happen the way they were meant to. I do feel that I am on that road, but I also, again, like I said, it's a nagging feeling. I do feel like there is a benefit to me going back and looking at certain situations so that I could see myself and where I participated in something and how I played a part so that I can get to know myself, become more aware of myself, and learn where I need to put protection in, where I need to put protection in, put lifting my voice in and speaking up for and advocating for myself when I need to speak up for myself and advocate for myself and protect myself. Um, so I do that for that reason. And so there's just been a few things that I've, gone back and visited that just weighed really heavy on me. And I had a tough time. And one of those things is just basically um how I feel about myself, how I look at myself and what I think about myself. When I have a tough time um being able to be kind to myself and be very loving to myself, I'm really sad about that. And I want to know why. What, like, where does that come from? Because today, me, who I am right now in this video, I love myself. There's so much that I've done in an effort of self-love. It confuses me when I have challenges with things like embracing my body. My body that is not perfect. No one has a perfect body. And I don't want to make this about bodies. This could be anything. This could be your intellect. This can be your um talents. This could be, you know, gifts that you have. This could be your beliefs. It could be anything about you that you feel a little unsteady about in terms of knowing it and being confident about it. And you often can talk yourself down in that area. So for me, that area happens to be body image and weight gain, okay? Because weight gain has been something difficult for me to fit into in my mind, and I still maintain this belief. In my mind, a part of me being healthy and mentally well has to do with self-care that demonstrates taking care of myself physically. Now, how that looks from one person to another is different, and I respect it. How it looks for me is my business. And so that's what I am working on is how I look at myself, how I love myself, how I embrace myself, how I can love myself and embrace myself physically the way that I am right now, this Thursday, 10 a.m. today. Not my future self that I want to have more aware of how she's eating, how she's moving on a daily basis, so on and so forth. Okay, very aware of how her body has served her in so many beneficial ways. I want to feel that now. And so that's what I'm working on. And one of the ways that I worked on that or was working on that is to just try to figure out how did I get here in the first place. And a lot of that is from comments other people made, things other people said, the ways people put my body down, even pointing out things about my body that I actually did not feel anything about until somebody said something about it. And most of that did occur when I was a child. And when I say a child, I mean under the age of 18. So it could have been something that happened at 5 and it could have been something that happened at 17. It doesn't matter. When you're young and your mind is developing and you have people around you that think it's okay to say mean things, including when you're an adult. I experienced that as an adult woman as well. I think most women experience that as adult women in this day and time. There is so much focus on having large, perky breasts, a big round butt, tight toned body, flat stomach, and that is just not realistic for all women's bodies, all girls' bodies. Okay, it's not realistic. And to have other women put down women who may not possess these certain attributes, it bothers me because essentially, especially if this is an adult woman, you have to consider the maturity of this person to actually have such a negative comment about someone who was born the way that they were born. I was born with dark brown eyes. I was born with prominent cheekbones. I was born this way. This is my face. This is my body. There's nothing that I can do to change how I was born. Sure, there are methods that are out now surgically, but at the end of the day, I was born this way. And so for people to be adults and make fun of other people, that's just crazy to me. But by the time I was an adult, I had experienced it enough to where hearing it from adults really didn't bother me. It was already an issue from childhood. So that's what I discovered. And so basically, I think it would be a great idea for me to write down those experiences that I had as a young girl, growing up, developing into my body, not really being taught what was happening. Okay, I think a lot of us have that as a backstory, unfortunately. Um, and speaking to all of that as who I am now, the tools that I have now, the confidence in how to handle Angie now. I want to apply that to those past moments, hoping and believing that they will get me through what I experience now when I look at my body and I don't say the kindest things, because we can't stay here. We cannot stay here. We will not stay here. Okay. And so that's what's been on my mind. Hopefully you'll get something out of that, whether your struggle is with your body, whether it's your personality wasn't accepted, whether it's the things you're interested in isn't accepted, whether it's, your lifestyle that's not accepted. Take some time, write that stuff down, and care for yourself. Cater to those emotions yourself. You become the responsible person for that pain and that hurt, and you heal it. And then you go forward with a better protection system over your mental input, the things that come into us. You have a better protection system. And so people who are saying things and doing things, even society itself and the culture that we live in, they have less of a chance of affecting you. Not saying it'll eliminate, because we're human, but it will have less of a chance of affecting you. And you can continue to focus on living in the fullness of you after doing that work. So that's all I had to say today. And before I go, I want to let you know, just as I am letting myself know, that you are beautiful. I am beautiful, just as I am right now, today. I'll talk to you again soon. Bye.